When it came out, Game of Thrones had some of the most explicit scenes ever made for television, and recently we got to know some behind-the-scenes tea. Because she was unaware of the nudity prior to taking on the part, Emilia Clarke admitted she used to cry before her scenes with Jason Momoa. Stay tuned to find out more. Firstly, Emilia Clarke didn't know about her scenes with Jason Momoa. In the popular fantasy series, Emilia Clarke played Daenerys Targaryen, and she actually confessed that she was afraid of the steamy scenes since she didn't know what to do. Emilia was only 23 years old at the time and had to strip off her clothes in front of everyone. She just graduated from acting school and had never worked on a movie set before. Talk about a scary initiation. On the 2019 episode of The Armchair Expert, Emilia said she accepted the position, and when they brought her the scripts to read, she suddenly realized what the catch actually was. She had just graduated from theater school and treated it like a job. She thought if it was in the script, it was obviously needed. She'd never been on a film set like that before, and now she was completely naked. Next up, how she felt she didn't deserve anything. She spent that first season believing she wasn't deserving of anything, whether there was nudity or not. She did, however, give Jason Momoa credit for making filming as simple as possible because she was going through imposter syndrome. On the wedding night in the series, Khal Drogo nearly assaults her, and Emilia says she's lucky for the way the actor handled the situation. She said he was sobbing more than her, and she didn't appreciate how lucky she was with it until now because it could have gone so many other ways. Emilia described how the Aquaman actor made her feel comfortable because he had experience in the business and showed her the ropes. He even lost it at the crew and yelled at them to bring her a robe as Emilia was trembling. He was extremely attentive, courteous, and concerned about her as a person. Coming up, why the actress cried on her first day of filming. Every actor's goal is to play an iconic role in a really popular show. Without question, Emilia Clarke hit the jackpot. She had no idea how popular the program would become. But still, there were a lot of frustrating moments for her throughout filming, beginning on the first day. During her audition, she lost her cool and performed the robot dance move while offering to prepare tea to ease the tension. She hadn't yet established a name for herself in the acting industry, so just getting a role in an HBO production with a significant budget would have been nerve-wracking for her. After falling from a horse in front of the team on her first day of filming, poor Emilia ended up in tears. Still, she succeeded in learning how to ride a horse through determination and hard work, and as the show went on, she added that to her list of accomplishments. More on some of the hardest things she had to do. She had to consume a horse heart as part of her pregnancy ceremony in season 1. It's obvious the actor wasn't given a real horse heart to eat, but she did admit that she was given something just as bad, which made acting disgusted at it quite easy. The heart was actually just jam that had solidified, and according to Clarke, it tasted like raw pasta and bleach. She had to take a lot of mental health breaks for a cup of tea and a cry at one point while filming the scenes. After that, work resumed on one of the greatest TV programs ever. She wasn't against nudity in the show, but she did think it was a bit biased. She said that there was an unfair proportion of women who had to go nude for filming compared to men. She might have found it challenging at times, and no one wants to recall Emilia Clarke's first day of filming when she was lying in a heap next to a horse, and the cast and crew were all just laughing at her. However, we can all agree that despite the somewhat wild audition process, tears on the first day of filming, and a few awkward encounters on set, we're delighted Emilia got the part and got through the difficult times. Let's talk about Emilia Clarke in 50 Shades of Grey. Imagine Dakota Johnson's role in 50 Shades of Grey being replaced by Emilia Clarke's. We can't imagine it, but it was once a very real possibility. But Clarke declined the part due to the implied nudity. She admitted in 2015 she had some bad memories with Game of Thrones and was worried about getting into something like that again. The director of the original 50 Shades of Grey film, Sam Taylor Johnson, was described by Clarke as a genius, but the only reason Clarke ever got asked for the role is that she's a woman, and for the reputation she got for doing Game of Thrones. Even though it has been quite a long while, it still makes perfect sense when you look back on it. Just consider the variety of roles Emilia Clarke has played in recent years, including Terminator Genesis, Solo, a Star Wars story, and Me Before You. She'll soon appear as the lead in Marvel's Disney Plus series Secret Invasion as well. Although Clarke has had numerous opportunities to display her range of skills, if she had taken a chance on 50 Shades of Grey, her career might have taken off very differently. And while it would have been very okay, it's wonderful to see that she chose her own course where she can actually focus on her acting. Next, the devastating condition she suffered on the set of GOT. Shortly after wrapping up production on the first season of Game of Thrones, Emilia Clarke experienced an aneurysm, a blood vessel bulging, which resulted in a subarachnoid hemorrhage, which is a rare type of stroke. She had to have brain surgery, and she lost all her memory of her name 2 weeks after the procedure. The actress said that the most random and weird stuff would just spew out of her mouth, and she was at a very dark point in her life then. She'd never felt such a sense of impending doom or horror. Her life was in front of her, and it didn't seem like it was worth living. Memorizing lines was the most important part of her job, and she couldn't do it. What good was she? She was dealing with aphasia, a side effect of the trauma her brain had gone through. In her darkest hours, she begged the medical team to let her pass away. Her career and entire life's vision both evolved around language and communication. She simply couldn't function without it. But she fought through it, and the aphasia got better, and she was able to talk once again after spending roughly a week back in the intensive care unit. She claimed to have healed better than she could have ever even begun to hope, and described herself as being at 100% despite terrifying complications, a difficult recovery, and a worsening in her mental health. Since then, she's founded Sane You, a non-profit organization that tries to offer care to people who are recuperating from strokes and brain injuries. Up next, Emilia Clarke in the MCU. Emilia Clarke is set to make an explosive comeback to the world of geeks. Yeah, geeks, we see you, with her upcoming appearance in Marvel and Disney Plus's Secret Invasion. Even though none of her performances outside of Game of Thrones have impressed audiences much lately, the highly anticipated 6-episode series, which is set to debut this year, will center on the Skrulls, a group of shape-shifting aliens that will wreak havoc after arriving on Earth. Emilia Clarke will be appearing in the series as Abigail Brand, the commander of SWORD. Now listen up, you're getting top secret news here, folks. Her part in Phase 5 has been cooking for a long time. Some other well-known Marvel actors will appear alongside her in the film, including Samuel L. Jackson, who will reprise his role as Nick Fury, Kobe Smulders, who plays former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Maria Hill, Martin Freeman, Ben Mendelsohn, who plays the Skrull leader, Talos, who plays former CIA agent Everett K. Ross, and Don Cheadle, who plays veteran Avenger Rhodey. Newcomers include Kingsley Ben Adir, who plays the evil Skrull commander Gravik, and Olivia Colman, who plays Special Agent Sonya Falsworth. Along with Secret Invasion, fans of Clarke aren't going to be short of the actress, as we'll be seeing her in Sophie Bardis' sci-fi romantic comedy The Pod Generation in 2023. The feature film, which will premiere on January 19th at the Sundance Film Festival, is about a futuristic society where optimistic parents can jumpstart their families using artificial wombs and pods. Finally, Emilia Clarke representing the Dragon Queen at GQ. Emilia Clarke amassed a sizable fan base while appearing on HBO's Game of Thrones as the dragon-riding, vengeance-seeking Daenerys Targaryen. Instagram user accounts have shared a stunning image of the Last Christmas star posing on the red carpet in a short, bright red dress as we anticipate her major MCU debut in Secret Invasion. At what appears to be a GQ and Hugo Boss event, Clarke stepped out in a striking red outfit with a dark red flower pattern set against a bright red background. The four-time Emmy Award nominee is perhaps best known for her portrayal of the Dragon Queen in HBO's beloved fantasy series, and she struggled to shake the character ever since the series ended in May 2019. It's kind of a once-in-a-lifetime role, and it would be hard for any actor to get past being remembered for something that monumental. But still, Clarke rolls with it and doesn't shy away from drawing any parallels between herself and the tough dragon-riding queen from the series. Hey, that's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. What do you think of Emilia Clarke disclosing how she was exploited on Games of Thrones? And should the directors have allowed that to happen to any actor? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Hey, see you in the next one.